Where? Where did he touch you?
Hello and welcome to Geeks of the Round Breaking Bad discussion. And we're going to pretend you didn't break into another conversation. We do that sometimes. When you start broadcast on one of these things, it doesn't start right away. So, yeah, we get bored. What can I say? This is Geeks of the Round, and I am your host for this week, Matt Moore. Deano is not able to join us. He's just having some issues with the thermostat in his house. Long story. But we are joined today by Todd Grundle. Todd, it's been so long. How are you doing?
Great. Long time no see, everybody.
Yeah, it's been like 4 minutes.
Longer, man. It's been 6.
It's been 6 minutes. Okay. Speaking of people we were just hanging out with, down at the end we also have Isaiah Mullins. How are you doing, Isaiah?
I feel great. The only black guy here.
Hey. It's not about skin color. I'm black too. Okay, maybe not. Considering my legs glow, I might not be so black. Johan, how are you doing? Do you glow as well?
I am fantastic. Well, I do have a black heart, if that counts.
We're all the same.
We are here to discuss Breaking Bad episode 511, which is known as Confessions, one of the two. And yeah, that's it was a great episode. Everyone agree?
Oh, hell yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
I almost had an orgasm.
I had a heart attack.
I must have missed that part.
The orgasm?
Yes. Oh, you missed the orgasm, Todd? I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
My panties stayed dry.
That's unfortunate.
Basically, we start out the episode with a little Walt Jr. Walt Jr. is finally back.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but that was Todd. We started with Todd.
Yeah, but nothing really happened with Todd except he made a phone call going, there was a change of management.
But
okay, how about this? I'll mention
when he ratted out, when he blabbed the whole train heist story.
Yeah. You're right. I had totally forgotten about that. As we start out with Todd, not only ratting, telling stories about Heisenberg, but straight out naming Heisenberg by name, by his actual name.
Yes.
His uncles, by the way, who were just neo-Nazis. If you saw the tattoos on their neck and their knuckles, they were neo-Nazis, and they were dangerous too.
Plus the way they were looking at the waitress and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were looking at the waitress because of the fact that they were having a very sensitive conversation, and they wanted to make sure the waitress couldn't hear them.
Right.
Okay, that's true.
That's my take on it.
And then
but
the back
still, if they felt she was a threat, they would have probably raped and killed her.
Right. But then one was cleaning the blood off his shoes, which was really good. A really good detail on how they did couple weeks ago, but they killed those other assholes. So that was really good detail.
Was I the only one? Until that was explained to me, I was like, whose blood is that? Are they insinuating, maybe Todd's telling the story after they kicked in Walter's head or something? Whose blood was that? And I thought they were going to come back to it, and it wasn't until today that I mentioned that to somebody, and they said, no, that blood was from when they killed all the people at the meth lab.
Yeah, a big jump.
Am I the only one who was stupid there?
I think so.
Well, you know what? Once in a while, it's okay. I've got to take a break from sheer awesomeness.
Right.
Let me guess, Todd. If you were to spend some time outside, your hair would actually turn blonde. We just lost the blonde viewer ever. We just lost them.
I think so.
And to you, I apologize. The comments said by the host of Geeks of the Round Breaking Bad episode 511 do not necessarily, whatever.
Johan, Swedish boy, just shut the internet right off.
Wait, what? What happened?
Just move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. So yeah, that was a little stupid of Todd, and you would think that Todd would have a little more discretion. I
Yeah.
mean, that is kind of how Todd ended up in this group, is because of the fact that he was part of the discreet insect killer folks.
Yeah, he was reckless too, by the way.
So you think he'd know?
Yeah, but he's a very reckless kid, so he's bound to blab anyway.
I mean, those are his uncles.
Yeah.
You know, that's his family right there, and
he's dangerous.
Right. And plus, they're going around. They're criminals as well, so he figures that we're all swapping stories.
and it's the biggest train heist in history. So
Yeah, like-
beating out
Yeah.
like Wild West cowboys, you can't get any more outlaw than that.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn Skippy.
It's
Yeah,
hardcore street cred.
Yeah.
Now,
That's right.
a question is do you think that that Todd telling stories, do you think that is actually going to bite Hank in the ass later?
Hank or Walt?
Pretty much.
Or sorry, Walt.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
you-
that too. Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it could go either way, though. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but I really think it could either be that Walt is going to have to shut up Todd and gang, but I'm not sure they're going that way. I think might be that conversation wasn't necessarily showing that Todd has loose lips, but the sinister look his uncle gave afterwards might have been saying they're going to want to have this guy working for them. They can't let this criminal mastermind go fucking retire or, whatever. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm kind of thinking they want Walt.
Because his uncles did ask him, are you ready to cook? He said, he was hesitant, but he said, yeah, I'm ready to cook. I said, fine, let's go. So,
Yeah. But we do know that while he can cook, he can't cook to the
Heisenberg level.
to the
Yes.
standards of Heisenberg.
But at this point, he's the closest thing they've got to Heisenberg.
What was he doing? 74%? 76%? Is that what they said?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah, not that close, but it's still pure. It's still one of those pure moments, yeah.
Well, it's 6% more, or 6% purer than what Dude was doing. Which
Is it Crystal
I don't know
Pepsi pure?
I don't know if 6% is a big deal. I don't know. I mean,
Doubt that would be something.
apparently I don't know enough about methamphetamine to know whether 6% purity is a big deal.
They should use
It's a big
Crystal
deal.
Pepsi as the pseudo.
Well, Heisenberg did make it sound like it was a big deal because Lydia, right? That's her name?
Yes.
She had said that the quality dropped down to, what was it, 68%, she said?
Yeah.
I
And,
think so, yeah.
to say that Todd is cooking at 74%, and for Lydia herself to want Todd to be running the kitchen, that must mean that is a good margin of difference.
But they need,
Right.
but they need Heisenberg to make the stock go up. So they're kind of screwed without Heisenberg.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we have how many episodes left? 5 episodes left?
Yes.
Bye.
Shut your damn dirty, filthy mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
However, each one of these episodes
no.
had a lot happen, and I mean, seriously, in this episode, the single episode, we have had more action than all 9 episodes of Dexter combined.
Pretty much. A lot of shit went on.
Yeah.
So,
At least, I mean, maybe not more significant things, but more action, absolutely.
yeah.
Of course, we after that we go back to the White's house,
Mhm.
and Hank Jr. finally comes back from breakfast. Hanks out with his family, and Hank straight out lies to him.
Well,
But are we talking about Junior or are we talking about?
Yeah, Walt Jr. Sorry,
Okay, I was about to say like he.
and I keep saying Hank. I'm sorry. I'm
dude,
reading
I
it.
do it too. But I
That's
do it
okay.
too. It's so weird.
We both look alike.
I mix the two
Bald
up,
head.
Hank and Walt, all the time.
But yeah, Walt Jr.'s back, and
Finally.
Walt is lying to him, telling him, "Hey, basically Walt Jr. wants to go to Marie's house and Walt is all like, "Yeah, let's manipulate my son into not going over to Marie's house."
Right. Playing those chess games.
Yeah, exactly. Basically playing him the same way that he plays Jesse, the same way he played Hank for so long, the same way he's still playing Skylar. Like he's just he knows the people so well. He knows how to play them, and he knows what is going to push their button.
Yeah,
and he did that with his own son.
I think he told his son he had cancer too. That he told his cancer was back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He had to because it would be hard like to say he don't have cancer. So that was a good play move too, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, sorry, go on.
Oh, it's at the point now where Walt's going to literally do anything to ensure his safety. You know.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I think he'll do just about anything to ensure his safety. If his safety includes his own family. I think he's still. He's backing his family because it was one episode ago when he said that he turned himself in to save the family.
Yeah,
are we thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have to keep the money though. They have to keep the money, not give the money up to the police. But Skyler just backed out of that deal.
And he was vulnerable. He was in more of that Walter White mind because he was in his cancer flash on the floor. He wasn't necessarily Heisenberg. Heisenberg, I don't think has any regard for the family anymore.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a dual personality type of situation.
Split personality, yeah.
Hold on. I think Tyler Durden came out.
Wow. Okay. Then of course he decides that he's going to basically play Hank as if Hank was the best play piece.
Oh yeah.
The meeting, yeah, that was a nice meeting at the restaurant. Like that waiter said, you saw that waiter's face when he saw Hank and Walt.
He's like, I'll just fuck off now. I'm good.
Yeah, he's like,
okay.
We make the guacamole right here at the table. He's like,
anyone that watches Talking Bad, which is the after show special, knows, and this is the only thing that Talking Bad told us about this episode beforehand, is that they don't order the guacamole.
Right, they did not come for the tableside guac.
No.
Yeah.
What a waste.
I just thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was very funny.
Is in Talking Bad, they're like, okay, we've got this spoiler for the next episode, and then at the end of the episode, they're like, yeah, the spoiler is they don't get the guacamole. Oh, you.
You know, I think, just to go off subject slightly, I think Anna Gunn Skyler, I think she spoiled what was actually happening in that episode of Talking Bad, because afterwards she's like, yeah, nobody's coming to join them. They won't be having a conversation.
Yeah, but that was kind of obvious. I mean, how they were sitting, only newlyweds will sit next to each other at a table like that. Obviously, they were there to meet someone.
They're playing possum with us. They were always playing like fiddles because we knew we would fall for it. They're good at that. But then,
so how about that confession, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Basically, he
masterpiece.
He confesses to a good deal of his own crimes. And
but wait, are we even there yet? You're skipping over the whole dinner table conversation.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that too.
I guess. I mean, there wasn't really much to say. I mean,
it was like, listen, he sits down there and he just says, straightforward, stay away from my kids. But he doesn't say it like that. You know, he's like, we're going to have to respectfully ask you, stay away from our children. But you know, something's coming.
Yeah.
And then Marie tells him to kill himself.
That was dark.
Dark. That was pretty dark.
Yeah.
But I loved it though.
Do you think he thought that for any second? Do you think he considered it?
No,
not even a
second. No.
Maybe Walt, but not Heisenberg.
No. Heisenberg would say never. Or say fuck you.
I don't think either one of them would. I mean, I don't. I don't ship with this whole Walt and Heisenberg are two different people thing. I really think that it's the same person. That it is just a convenient way to describe different personality quirks.
Yes and no. I do agree that it's not two separate people. I think Walt is fully Heisenberg now, with the mask of Walter White on when necessary. But what I meant before, though, actually, when I said he was on the ground, I think that's when, like, a bit of his brain just reverted back to that truer version of himself, you know, the non-Heisenberg. That's what I meant when I said Tyler Durden has fully stepped out. He's fully in that character. There is no Walter White.
I can see that, yeah, because that was really masterful what he did to Hank.
Okay, and yeah, so basically he talks to Hank and he talks to Marie, or they both talk to Hank and Marie, and they repeatedly ask to leave family out of it, and that's the thing is that Walter still thinks of Hank and Marie as family. I mean, he expressed that in the last episode. There are certain lines you don't cross, in Walter's opinion. Hank doesn't have that same opinion.
Well,
in that particular way, Hank is the bad guy between the two. Only in that way, but still. Hank and Marie have no qualms with screwing with someone that is literally their family.
Yeah, that was kind of weird too.
Don't shut the whole family down.
Yeah, it was a different take for Hank. Like, wow, Hank, you're very obsessed with taking Walter down, but you're willing to destroy the family around you. It's like, wow, dude, you're kind of cold. Kind of cold. You're going down this route.
But you know, speaking of destroying families, I think, and this is another thing that happened at that dinner, was that what's her name, Skylar, she screwed up big time because she pretty much admitted to them, like she made it clear that something is going on, because if she didn't say, look, whatever happened, it's all in the past, it's over now. She's saying it's true. They still could have denied it all along.
Right.
Well, that's just it. Is I'm not sure. I caught that as well. I'm not sure that was not something that she was prompted to say. It's possible that was actually a chess move by Walt. That Walt asked her to put that into the conversation.
To what end do you think that would lead?
I don't know, but Walter's smarter than any of us.
Right.
No, remember, Walt White is only as smart as Vince Gilligan.
But I don't know. It's just I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not saying that Skylar didn't screw up. I'm saying that it's possible that Skylar was prompted to say that.
It's a possibility. You give more leeway to sympathy route, but again, Hank didn't fall for it.
He did give her a look when she said it, you know, and you could measure the look either way.
Right.
Walt, he looked at her like,
okay. But then, yeah, go ahead.
And then let me see. We finally see the confession, which kind of awesome.
It really was.
Game over.
If it wasn't for Walt paying those medical bills, you would have nothing to worry about.
Or it wasn't for Maria keeping a secret from Hank from all those medical bills.
Yeah.
It's kind of her fault too. Like medical bills, the injury he got from Hank. It's like, dude, you just nailed yourself in the grave right there. He's like, he planned this against you.
Do you think Walt? It crossed my mind. I don't really think so. But do any of you think Walt, when that money was paid, do you think he thought about this in advance? Like, if need be, I can pin Hank against the wall with this one.
No, but it gives him room to work with. But no, that's really a stretch.
I think it would have crossed his mind, but he didn't necessarily plan it. An example I like to use is that I may have broken a cell phone contract knowing that I'd still have the cell phone and be able to put it on prepaid. I might have thought that I could put it on prepaid before I got the contract in the first place. That doesn't mean that I actually had planned to break the contract.
Right, right.
You just kind of know that it's a possibility. If that were to arise, then bonus. But if not, then then it's all good.
Well, that's what I mean. Do you think it came across his mind at all? So I guess you do.
Yeah, I think so. I think it came across his mind. It just wasn't a planned thing necessarily.
Right, like
Okay, right.
on the road.
Oh, I was just gonna say, basically in the video, Walt confesses to many of his crimes,
A lot of them, too.
but not. While there were many crimes that he confessed to, they were literally maybe a tenth of what he's done, maybe a tenth of what he's done, but he laid them all basically at Hank's door.
Well, he said, if I'm going down, take you with me, kind of normality. Like, okay, take me down, I'll take you with me.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a lot of stuff to back it up. There was the ride along.
Right.
There was of course there were the medical bills. There was going to the laundromat. Like Hank took Walt to the laundromat.
Right, and then the motive, he gave him a good motive why Hank would do all this craziness. Like, wow.
And that he was a fool on the force beforehand. But with the laundromat, I wondered when he said that. Who knew about the laundromat? I thought that was like covert.
I don't remember.
I know Gomez. I mean, I know Gomez and the other guy went out, and I know that was on the books. But who knew that Walt went with Hank?
Nobody but Hank. That's the thing about it. The only person, every time you go on these runs with Walt, they're always off the record. They're always off the books, because he was going like these stupid investigations or these stakeouts. When Gus was was it Gus or was it I'm saying his name wrong, but when that with the other villain was
Gus.
Yeah, Gus.
Chicken Man, right?
Right, Chicken Man.
Yeah,
Gus. Like, that was Hank's fault though. He shouldn't have brought him along to those stakeouts or all that shit, because that might have come back to bite him, which it did now.
That's just it. Is you can't imagine that your brother-in-law just might happen to be an international drug lord. I mean, that's not something. Oh, I shouldn't take this guy out on a ride-along because he might be. I mean, then no one would ever be on a ride-along ever. I mean, because you never know. But so I really don't fault Hank for that. I just think that it is highly convenient.
In all honesty, I was gonna just say that in all honesty, I think it's pretty silly that it took Hank up until just now to figure this all out. Because the whole time, because think about it. I mean, he knows he's a chemist. You know,
right.
He knows that he was in financial straits.
He knows he had cancer.
And then he had cancer, and he knew that the medical bills were going to be insane. He even offered, him and Marie even helped offer to help pay some of the medical bills in the beginning, in the first couple of seasons, right?
Right.
Yeah. So and then like all of a sudden he's just willing to buy this whole gambling story. Like, come on, put two and two together, man.
When you add to the fact that Hank knew that Walt's classroom was the place where some meth lab equipment came from, and yet he never once at all even put him into his mind. Like, I know there was that scene where he said W.W. Walter White, but that was more like, it seemed more like joking, although when they show it in retrospect, like previously on, it kind of looks a little bit like he was questioning, but I honestly don't think he questioned even until he took that crap, the fateful crap.
Well, now, the biggest thing of all time. Oh, go ahead.
So I was going to say another quick personal story that explains it to me, and this is why I'm okay with Hank having this willful ignorance. I dated a girl. This was obviously a while ago. I dated a girl whose parents put her on the pill for acne. Her parents completely believed that she was a virgin. Family will be blind to that kind of stuff. They will be blind to what is obvious and in their face if they love the person enough.
Well, right, like I was gonna say, obviously there's that factor as well, but still, I mean, yeah. I can see your
But
point.
again, Hank still should have known because remember you had the WW clue in season 4. Like, wonder what WW means. Walter White, and Walter said, "You got me." Plainly, but come on, Hank, you should have known that. Like,
There should have been a
Yeah.
light bulb. A light bulb should have lit
Right?
up that said, "Wait a minute, WW, I have to at least consider this guy because his classroom was robbed of meth lab equipment, and the only person who could get that equipment is him. And wait, Jesse Pinkman, who is in his class, thing,
Yeah.
there should have been lights. There should have been, but I mean, the greatest show that's ever been made. You can allow it a few flaws, I guess.
Yeah.
right, true.
And don't worry, we're going to come back to that whole light bulb thing in just a little bit because once we get into Jesse, that's gonna be a little important. Let's see. Finally, confession. And something else is that Hank is mad at Marie because of the fact that Marie didn't tell him about bills. But Marie, earlier in the episode, and we just skipped over it, was mad at Hank for not telling the DEA agency about Walt.
Yeah, so they're both in the fault. They're both in the wrong area. Like, you didn't tell the DA, but you didn't tell Hank about the medical bills later on. Like, oh yeah, the medical bills. Yeah, he paid for that.
She has no argument now. All she can say is purple. That's it.
Yeah.
She's like,
I'm sorry.
purple?
Purple? What do you mean purple?
That's her color. That's all she ever wears. You didn't see the color graphs for Breaking Bad, how everybody's colors reflect towards the mood, and they're always getting progressively darker, whereas Marie's has always just stayed one solid line of purple.
No, I have not seen that. We should put that, like when we post this, we should put that in the comments.
Yeah, I'll find it. It's somewhere in the community, actually. I put up a while ago.
But yeah, we have Hank. We'll move on to Jesse. We have Hank at the police or at the DEA office,
Right.
questioning Jesse, and Jesse's playing it cool. Jesse's playing it pretty damn cool, considering.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
He would never tell. He would never snitch on Mr. White or anything else like that. Like, come on. In his darkest hour, he will never, ever tell the secrets that he knows.
Well,
You mean in the first half hour of the episode?
Yeah, the first, yeah.
But
That just is I don't think he would ever snitch on anyone, whether it be Walter White or anyone.
yeah, he's looking like that.
But that doesn't mean he wouldn't, hurt
Burn
that
down.
in some way
Yeah,
that we will
totally
get to
would.
later on in the discussion.
Yes.
But
Oh, man.
but yeah, Jesse's playing it cool, and then finally Saul gets him out of there. Saul's a little pissed off at Jesse because Jesse didn't actually call Saul
At all.
at all. Oh, and I learned something. I learned something on Talking Bad this week. Do you know where the name Saul Goodman came from?
Where?
Yeah.
It's Saul Good, man.
You guys must
That's
be
what
my
it-
girlfriend. My
It's all
girlfriend
good,
said
man.
the same thing. She was like, "Oh," and all of you here, really? You guys
Wow.
didn't catch that?
No.
No, it's all good,
no.
man.
That struck me
So
right off
good.
the bat. I don't see
No.
how that is
Wow.
missed. You all missed it. I'm the only
Yes.
one.
Yes. See, you made up for your earlier.
No,
blind
the
spot.
first thing, no, because the first thing, the first thought that popped into my head when I first saw Saul Goodman was, holy shit, it's Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, that did throw people for a loop.
Yeah,
Bob Odenkirk, of course, previous to this, was popular for
Mr. Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob and David.
Now, as I said last time, better known as Mr. Show with Saul and Tobias.
But then, yeah, we Saul ends up pulling out yet another phone number. Just
Yep.
magically has this phone number for.
Question
Oh,
came.
wait!
Oh.
I skipped a part. Saul ends up making
Oh,
sure
the desert
that
meeting.
Jesse and Walt meet up, and
Yeah.
we have the infamous conversation in the desert.
That was really good. Really, really good conversation.
And I just want to know one thing. Do they exchange, like, GPS coordinates? How do they find each other in the desert?
GPS, they have to. There's no way in hell.
I'd say it's coordinates. I mean, that's how he stored his money.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's a little bit of a stretch, though. Like, coordinates, okay, I go here, and I go there. That's kind of, I would use GPS and coordinates, because that's kind of a stretch, because that desert is huge. Very,
Well, Saul drove, and
right.
Walt met. So Jesse just had to sit there and sulk.
Yeah, soak and moan, soak and moan.
And then, of course, we have the conversation between Jesse and Walt. And Jesse is convinced that Walt is there to kill him.
Yes.
And Walt makes it very obvious that he's not there to kill him. At least, like, he tries to at the very beginning.
Tries to persuade him to leave.
I don't know if that persuasion was not going to kill. I think he was flat out saying, you know, you've got to go or I'm going to kill you, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, he wasn't falling for Mr. White's lies anymore, because he knows him so well. Like, I'm not falling for your lies, man.
I don't think he knows him very well at all until maybe the end of this episode.
Probably that, too. Well, he knows he killed Mike.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, and that's just it, is although Walter White tries to make it obvious that he's not there to kill Jesse, you notice him pull his hands out of his pockets, and he holds his hands out very openly and very plainly to show, hey, I don't have a gun, I don't have poison, I'm like, in a gesture of, I'm not here to kill you. And then Jesse straight out says, you know what, you're here to kill me. Like if I don't leave, you're going to kill me. And Walt does probably the smartest thing he's ever done, and he's done a lot of smart things. He just walks up and hugs Jesse.
He hugs that bitch.
That is, like, he played that piece, that chess piece, perfectly right there.
But that's what I've been waiting to ask. Do you think in that scene he was playing a game, or do you think he was genuinely, you know, he genuinely felt the pain he's caused this kid, and, you know, he's seen the evolution of this kid's psyche or the deterioration of it, and it was a genuine moment of compassion? I'm not sure.
Maybe slightly, but I don't know, because immediately after after he leaves the meeting, he goes to Skylar and says, "It's done. It worked." So
he's talking about the Hank thing. He's talking about the Hank issue that worked.
Oh.
Yeah, I think with Jesse, yep. I think it was both. I think
both.
I think he was trying to doing that to manipulate Jesse, but at the same time, he knew that's what he needed to do for Jesse. I mean, it was both.
Yeah, the hug was very awkward, but it was still good.
And that's what I see about the conversation he was having with Jesse, is that they both knew that Jesse had to do this thing, or else Walt would have to kill him. I mean, they both knew that.
Yeah,
but the thing is that an hour before this conversation, that wasn't an option. Leaving town was not an option. It was, Walt will eventually kill Jesse, period. End of story. There was no, he disappears and he's safe. There was none of that. Walter White was giving him this option. Leave town. That way this doesn't have to happen. Right.
He still cared about him. In a way he did.
Yeah, exactly. And that was one of the things I put on G+, is that while Walter White obviously has these ulterior motives, that doesn't make the logic that he's using any less sound. I mean, he makes very good points, like, you know what? Hank's gonna bother you until you leave, unless you disappear.
Right.
Like, start a new life. Do something.
You can have a brand new life. You can start over.
Right.
Sure, he's saying it for ulterior motives, but it's still true.
Right.
You know, I'm going to be honest. That scene bothered me when he was talking like that, because I said, this guy's a friggin' genius. He's going to know that he sounds like he's patronizing Jesse, and he's going to know Jesse's going to pick up on that. Jesse's never been one, really, to swallow the bullshit. He smelt it rather quickly. I just thought that was actually a lame move on Walt's part.
Well, because he always thought Jesse was not so bright as a friend or like someone like he knew. He thought that person was not that bright. But that's one of Walter's biggest mistakes. He misunderstood Jesse. Like, remember, Jesse went with him for like forever, and he thought he can just fool Jesse like that. Like, nah, dude. Jesse knows how you play. He's not that stupid.
Yeah, he's been underestimating Jesse this whole time, I think.
Way too long.
And that's one of his biggest mistakes, as we'll talk about towards the end of this episode.
Right.
Which we're getting towards, actually. We're
Yes.
getting there pretty quickly now. Then, of course, we have Jesse and Saul again back at Saul's office.
Before we go to that, but should we talk about like Hank at the office? How he's just looking at his medical bills and just saying everything Walter said about his medical bills and everything else is true. So he was bound. Oh, that was after. Never mind. Forget what I said. Sorry about that. That was like after. He just got confused.
That's okay. Yeah, we have Jesse and Saul back at the office, and Saul pulls a iconic Saul move and goes, "We're gonna get you a new identification. I have a phone number," and he breaks out with, "I want the Hoover vac, blah blah," or "Do you have the belt for a Hoover vac?" Whatever. I mean, he's got like this long ass code to verify that he's cool. And then he tells Jesse, just don't be late.
Right.
Right.
They give him a Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives him a Hello Kitty.
Yeah, here's a phone.
And I think he was just trying to get rid of the Hello Kitty phone, knowing that he was
Yeah.
Right.
again. I mean, because he had a drawer full of phones. I think he was trying to get rid of the one he knew he'd never see again.
Yeah, right.
And he was a little rude with that beggars can't be choosers comments. I mean, the kid is a rude his whole life.
A Hello Kitty.
Yeah, right. Seriously? Hello Kitty.
That was a good joke, though.
Yeah, that is kind of true because I mean, while Jesse was kind of
Unhinged.
a bit of a little bitch about it, Jesse has brought Saul Goodman quite a bit of money.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
and he's being treated like he wasn't, a partner. I mean, Jesse is essentially a character who was a partner in the Heisenberg Empire.
Right.
He was distribution. He
He
was
taught him how to
the
do it.
startup partner.
taught him.
Yeah, exactly. And Walter, throughout time, just made him less and less important. And, so Jesse does have an excuse for acting like a bitch.
Yeah.
No.
Hey,
And then, of course, Jesse gets out there, and that's when our big revelation happens. Do we want to jump into the big revelation, or is there something else we want to talk about before we get in?
Build up, like toward Revelation when Jesse was smoking pot, and Saul got on. He was like, "You shouldn't be smoking that pot. Like, you shouldn't be like, the guy will just leave you if you like high or anything like that." He said, "Fine, I'll get rid of it." And then again, he put that same weed in a cigarette box, and then we built up to Revelation.
No, he didn't put the pot in the cigarette box.
Okay, I forgot his pockets.
But he did put it in his pocket, and it was just when he was looking for the pot. So he's on the side of the road. He's
Right.
looking for his pot, and so he's checking his pockets, and that's when he pulls out the cigarette case.
Cigarettes, yes.
Yep.
And the cigarette case, plus the fact that the big guy had obviously picked his pockets.
Very good.
Like it all came together all at once, and that's when he figured out that Walt had taken the rice and cigarette.
Because that's something he said flat out to Walt. He said, "You had Saul and his guy take, when they pat me down, and you had him lift my cigarette pack." And Walt's like, "No, Jesse."
No, it was Saul.
Yeah.
That's a Saul, not
But
Walt.
see, this was all really Saul's fault. If Saul
What?
never, if Saul never had the guy lift the weed out of his pocket, the joints, he would have never realized. He would have never realized that. Oh my God, he took the cigarette.
If you forget his name, instead of calling him the guy, you can just call him Useless, because that's exactly what he fucking is. Useless.
Yeah, the useless henchman character.
No, he's really useful at times, but yeah, he's very useless.
You know what? He is useful. He's very good at hitting in the shoulder with that. That's where his bullets
You
go.
get pickpocketing people. Like, wow, dude, you got big fingers and big hands. You pickpocket people easily.
But yeah, right.
He's also the guy that wanted to Scrooge McDuck on Walter White's money.
Oh, that was
Right.
classic.
I would have done it too.
Can I just say that to... Oh, no.
Can you just say what?
No, I thought myself out of it. I remembered what it was. I couldn't... Again, I was saying, you're criminals. You're sitting in front of hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, why are you playing by the books and not just taking it? But then I remembered. But you know something? Maybe I'm stupid, but I would have taken Walter White's money if I had that opportunity. You're never finding me again. You're never gonna find me. I'll be more. I'll have him killed with that money quickly.
Yeah, right. Like seriously. I mean, oh my God. How if you see a giant bed of money, how are you not gonna lay on it?
Right. Swimming.
I'm going to lay on it, and then I'm going to actually get a real mattress, empty the mattress of all contents, stuff the money into the mattress, and then move cities, possibly to Argentina. That's a Dexter reference for any of you who did not watch our Hangout earlier.
Yep.
But yeah, so he basically everything connects in his brain. I think it was pulling that cigarette pack out that did it, and he goes kind of a little ape shit.
Yeah, he goes right back. He goes right back to Saul Goodman's office, punches him in the nose, like
after walking through useless to 900-pound security guard.
Yeah. Who for some reason could not break down the door.
Right.
He's just standing there the whole time.
All I got to do is lean on the door, and that door would have busted open.
And Saul Goodman is like after he gets punched, he's all like "Code Red," like saying "Code Red" was actually going to do something.
Right. He was wailing on him like. He put a gun to his face like yeah, putting everything in, like it was you all along, and yeah, it was like that was classic.
Like, now you figure it out.
Yeah, but then of course he makes Saul verify that Saul or that
Mr.
Walter White actually took the rice and cigarette, and then he goes apeshit some more.
Yeah, it was kind of strange that Jesse kept calling him Mr. White overall. Like, even when he's so angry at Walter, he calls him Mr. White every time. Like he still got that whole mentality of respect. Like Mr. White and everything else. Like wow, he still calls him Mr. White.
Now I have a question. When Jesse left Saul's place. Mm-hmm. Oh wait. Sorry, I already figured it out. I had a brain fart. So, Saul ends up calling Walt and telling him, hey, Jesse knows. And so Walter freaks the fuck out a little bit.
He has to, like, oh, shit, I gotta do something.
Because he knows that Jesse is literally wants to kill him.
He's pretty much in a rage, like, he's on avenge to kill.
So he runs.
Really?
So he runs to the laundromat and goes. I mean the car wash. I just said laundromat. He runs to the car wash. He runs to the car wash and goes, "Oh, I just need to check the soda machine. Everything's fine."
And that's something I want to comment on is that Walter is an amazing liar.
Amazing.
Yeah. He lies like perfectly to everyone except Skylar. He can't lie.
Okay, I thought you were gonna claim that soda latch was a great lie. I was gonna say that was like Full House. I'm gonna go Full House again. I'm gonna do it every episode of Geeks at Around Discussion. That was like a Michelle Tanner lie right there. I gotta fix the latch on the soda machine. Yeah, that's it.
You play it cool too, like
And if Jesse were to walk into the building right then Like Walt pulls out the gun. Jesse, if he were to walk through the door, how well do you think a completely iced over revolver would work?
0 chances.
Yeah, I was thinking that off the bat too.
He's got to defrost that piece.
What are you gonna do? Throw it in the microwave?
Yeah, right.
You ain't burnt down the house already.
And but yeah, like Skylar, like he's telling Skylar, oh yeah, I'm gonna go check the latch, and she's all like,
Okay.
yeah, whatever. Like, you don't need to check in with me, dude.
I don't care.
On every little thing you do. And then he's all like, oh, I've gotta go pick up my medicine. Yeah, and she's all like, yeah,
Okay.
again, you don't have to check in with me, dude.
They do. Leave me alone.
I mean, she doesn't say that, but that's basically the impression she gives. Is why are you telling me that?
She didn't pick up on his quick mannerism and anything else like that. Like, you do know he's acting strange, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she doesn't know that he's up to something bad.
Right.
I
But the
mean,
breaks are bad.
what's he gonna do? He's gonna
Yeah.
maybe he's having an affair. Like at this point, if he were having an affair, she would be fucking pleased as punch. At least you're not killing anybody today.
Right. She wouldn't care.
I mean, it's like
No, that would be the straw that broke the
You think so?
angry wife's back. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. She'd be like, after all of this, and now you're having an affair, you son of a bitch.
All those lies.
But you see where I'm going with this.
Well, to be fair, she had an affair on him first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that at this point he could do a lot of things, and she would just be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. You're about to die anyways. I'm just gonna read this pamphlet over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Now, I don't think she wants him to die anymore. I think, well, as the actress revealed, at least through her motivations, she's always loved Walt underneath.
And that's kind of a little bit of a cop-out in my book. Like, really, lady?
And I disagree. I personally disagree with the actress. I think she's mismotivated, and she was reading incorrectly into the script. I think that Skylar hated Walt for the longest time and went cold and only stayed out of fear. I don't think she stayed out of some deep-rooted love for Walter.
Yeah, I think that happened in season 4. They stated that too. They only staying in out of fear. But anywho, that was a good line.
I have a question about Skylar then. Remember when she ended up giving the customer a 5 instead of a 1 in change?
Yeah.
Does anyone have a theory on like what's got her so distracted?
Everything.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, she's been working a successful car wash through this entire thing, and like, what's different about today?
Wait. Could it possibly be the fact that her brother-in-law and sister now know about her husband's meth empire?
I think that's a slight possibility.
Maybe. I know we're not in the wild speculations part yet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a distraction.
I think you might be onto something, Todd.
What I'm saying is that they have known for at least a few, depending on the timeline, at least a few days, if not a couple weeks.
Well, now that confession video's out. They made their move, so now she's like,
She's nervous, really.
what's going to happen now? What's the next move? Because actually, once you make your move, the only thing to do is wait for the other team to make their move. So really, that's what they're doing. And she's probably weighing out all the options of what Hank and Marie are actually planning on doing.
Right.
Besides wearing
Play
purple.
the waiting game.
Yeah, same thing over there. Same with Hank. He can't do much.
Yeah, and that curtails very easily into the final thing I want to talk about before we get back to Jesse's reaction, and that is how Hank is responding to this. You see Hank, like Johan was mentioning earlier, you see Hank at the office looking at his medical bills and realizing that he is completely and totally fucked.
Very fucked.
And he has no course of action. He's not a dumb man. He's going to think of something. how effective that something is and how smart that something is or how risky, I should say, that something is a
Right.
different story. But he's going to think of something. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, it kind of makes you wonder what's coming up.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard.
It's not what I predicted. Oh, go ahead, Isaiah. I've been interrupting you all night.
No, you go ahead. You good.
I was just gonna say it's not what I predicted a week ago. It's not gonna be him freaking out because he lost, right, destroying Walt's place and writing Heisenberg on the wall. I think that's been made clear at the end of this episode.
I'm just reading the comments on the page, and Antonio Cunningham has a couple comments. He was saying that Jesse's been stupid for a majority of the series. It's only recently that he's been making smart moves, which is very true.
Yeah.
And
minus throwing $5 million out a fucking window, but
well,
90% correct.
And Antonio Cunningham is also asking, was that the first gun Jesse bought that Walter pulled out of the soda machine? Was that Jesse's first gun?
No, that was Jesse had. It was when him and Mike was out in Mexico. It was a lot of time Jesse had a gun.
I thought that was the gun he bought in the beginning of season 4, the one he was going to use to shoot Gus with.
Well, that gun was from Saul, because it was laying on his table, or his desk when we charged in Saul's office.
Oh.
I hope it's not the gun he shot Mike with, because that'd just
no.
Dumb.
He shot Mike with Mike's gun. He shot Mike with Mike's gun.
Yeah.
It's actually the gun I let Walter borrow just a couple weeks back. Sorry, we had to have 4 different theories on where the gun came from, so I figured I'd throw another one out there. But I hope that almost answers your question, Antonio.
I hope.
And now we've got the finale of Jesse completely and totally forgetting that Walter actually has a family.
Yes.
He doesn't give a fuck because he took away his family.
Doesn't care anymore.
He destroyed his life.
Jesse breaks into Walter's house and starts covering it with what we assume is gasoline for an assumed burning the house down.
He's gonna burn his
An assumed burning of the house, but we do know the house does not in fact burn. So what stops Jesse from burning the house?
Yes.
That's a very good point. Maybe it's the realization that there is a Walt Jr. and
a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like there's gonna be that final confrontation with him and Jesse. Like Walter and Jesse gonna have that final confrontation.
He could have this whole moment where he was like, what am I gonna do the same thing he did? Because he knows he poisoned the little boy. So he's like, I'm not gonna do what he did. I'm not gonna put a child in harm's way. I'm gonna be better than him.
It's Jesse's very sensitive to children.
Or maybe Walt Jr. just comes out of his room and goes, "What the fuck are you doing in my living room?
Are you making pancakes?
Doing?
That doesn't smell like pancakes.
Where's my breakfast, bitch?
Where's breakfast?
Oh, we're all evil people.
Oh, Flynn, you rascal.
Because we do have to assume with Skylar at the car wash and Walter driving around, I guess, looking for Jesse.
Pretty much.
That means Walt Jr. is watching the kid at the house because Marie isn't.
Right.
And normally it's Marie that's watching the kid when they're working.
Right. So they must be at the house.
Unless they're gonna pull a Harrison. Again, another Dexter reference. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, but I hate that. They won't. The writers won't go that far. The writers ain't gonna be nah. Writers are too smart for that.
In what way do you mean they pulled a Harrison? I drifted for a split second.
Oh, that Harrison is mysteriously being taken care of somewhere else off screen.
Oh.
Right.
Which you can only vaguely just assume that maybe Jamie's got it. Even though Jamie's almost everywhere Dexter is nowadays.
Oh, speculations.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Still confused.
and Antonio says that you're right about the money, Todd.
Yes, thank you. I'm not the only bad person here.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you're gonna be a criminal all the way, and be the boss.
Right?
Right.
There you go.
Okay, kids, remember that. That is your lesson. The more you know, the more you grow.
So
G.I.
what Todd is saying is, if you're going to be a criminal, don't be a petty criminal. Be a crime boss.
Or a kingpin.
It's like
Be the
GTA.
kingpin.
Like GTA. You don't play GTA to play the first couple levels. You play GTA to be the big bad at the end. To be the
Don't
star.
get in the crime business. Get in the empire business.
Yes.
Okay.
The empire is bigger.
Okay. Do we have any speculation,
Yeah.
wild or otherwise?
Let's go first.
You do. You said yes already.
Oh, okay. Well, my wild speculation is, my wild speculation would be, yes, it would be Walter will kill Jesse with his ice bullets.
I don't know if that's.
No, he'll do it with mind bullets.
Months.
I don't know if that's wild speculation. I think that is. I think we pretty much know that that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, I've been saying it since the beginning of season from last year.
And then
Like Walt's gonna kill Jesse. That's how it's gonna go down.
It's sad,
Yeah.
but it's
That's my wild speculation. But
Well,
I don't think it's that wild.
Yeah.
If
I think
that's
it's
not
pretty
wild
obvious.
enough, how about this? When it all ends with Walt being cured of his cancer, getting into that empire business, moving away from his small town, and not going into witness protection like everybody says, and having the Malcolm the Middle family. He moves to a small town under the assumed identity of Lex. No, they're just going to end it, and he's going to be in a diner, and they're going to say, would you care for some more milk, Mr. Luther? And he's going to go, yes, I would.
Oh, that's
Well,
classic.
you're not talking a small town. You're talking like a small village, maybe
Or
yeah,
like a
Yeah, small
Well,
village.
Detroit City.
yeah. Not
which has
the
a
metropolis.
small village.
Yeah,
a
the
small
large
village that has a Denny's.
While he's sipping his coffee, he
Yeah.
will happen to be reading an issue of the Daily Planet. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Holding the green rock in his hand.
I'm
Twirling
not
around.
saying, yeah.
As he's driving there, he could pass Kent Farm as well.
Yeah, like, that's a nice farm.
All right. Well,
You know what's great is that we don't have to speculate about that because it's actually going to happen. But
Oh yeah, it's set.
Yeah, pretty much.
no, it's not. You and Isaiah, I guess, believe that he's going to be Lex Luthor. If he's going to be Lex Luthor, it's something that has been recently introduced. He has not been in talks for it like Affleck has. But that is completely off topic when we already
Right.
talked about it. By the
Well,
way, you can check out our Ben Affleck as Batman discussion. It's on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/nobody. We have like 1 billion views already on that.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
What's
and
it called
by
again?
And by 1 billion, I mean 122.
That's still a lot.
What's
that's
it
funny
called
because
again?
somebody who's watching right now asked that very question today. Said how many people watched that, and now they're watching this, so they have the answer.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's actually pretty good because it's only been 3 days and we got 122 viewers.
They really liked Toby. Was that his name?
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The new dude. Yes.
Yeah, but yeah.
How do you? Well, yes. What's the name of the video again, Matt? I'll have to check it out.
It is GOTR discusses Ben Affleck as Batman.
Oh.
Yeah. And you can just find it at youtube.com/NOBODEY. So nobody
Alrighty.
except with an E in there somewhere. Let's see. Do we have anything else, or can we wrap up?
I don't want the show to end.
Yeah.
What's
I
that?
don't-
I don't want it to end either.
It's not ending. It's not ending. You're all stupid liars, and I hate all of you.
That's not
It's going on forever, according to Todd.
Forever.
That's right. I'm going to sit in my room and I'm going to sit in the corner and watch new episodes every week. You guys cannot. That's your business.
What Todd doesn't realize is that Dexter is actually going to move to New Mexico and kill Walter White. Sorry, it's going to happen, Todd.
Please,
Oh.
Dexter can't kill nobody. He's too much of a puss case to kill Walter White. That's nah.
The only way, no, what's really going to happen is Tony Soprano is going to come to New Mexico,
Hey.
threaten Walter White, and then Dexter's going to come and solve it with diplomacy and teeth.
I would love to see that. I would really.
Oh man, yeah. Now that's a wild speculation.
Yes.
Or
that is-
Walter White, he calls The Walking Dead. You never know. That blue meth.
Yeah, that blue.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mentioned that before, that the blue meth does show up in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, we
On
could
the
still
show.
get, but Merle's dead, so we don't have that flashback, and
Yeah.
that was the only hope, is if Merle was purchasing some. I actually hoped Merle and Daryl would make an appearance on Breaking Bad, purchasing some at one point, since he was starting his whole new empire. But I was.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That would be cool.
All right. Let me see. We got one more thing, I think. Oh no, that's from Maria Coben. Check us out, geeksoftheround.com. You can also, I've already pinned my YouTube channel. You can follow Diano at Evo Anubis, EVOANUBIS on YouTube. You can see most of the Breaking Bad videos on his channel, except this one. This one will be on mine, just because of the fact that he wasn't able to join us this week. Also, check out our Dexter discussions. They normally happen on Mondays, just like this normally happens on Mondays, but YouTube was having a maintenance. Check us out on Mondays, 7 p.m. for Dexter, 8 p.m. for Breaking Bad. What else? Also, check out Hangouts Against Humanity on Thursdays. We're going to be going for at least another month before we have to sign off for the Hangout season. And that's Thursdays at 7 p.m. All these times are Pacific time. Todd, you want to pimp out your book?
No, not today. I'll actually take this moment to pimp an idea here. I would like to. Johan and I were talking the other day, learning right now so much stuff about the New 52 on DC. If anybody is interested in having a geek community discussion on the New 52, particularly Lobo, please drop a line somewhere, anywhere. I'm going to make a thread soon, but maybe in the comments to this video, anyone's interested in discussing the New 52. I've got questions, I've got a few answers, and I'd like to get a discussion going on it.
All right, cool.
Cool.
All right.
Yep.
From everyone here at Geeks of the Round, everybody have a great night. Peace.
And you as well. Goodbye.